as promised, after sharing the last example of listening to that inner wise woman, I wanted to share a story from my own personal experience. This just happened a few days ago, and I would love to know if you can relate. So it was the end of my workday, and I decided that I wanted to go for a walk. So that's wise woman showing up in the first part, was just to coax me to get outside, get some fresh air before switching gears to being able to make dinner. And then I decided to go for a walk where, even though it looked really cloudy and super overcast, I decided to go to a walk where there was maybe a chance that I might see some sunset. And lo and behold, I was richly rewarded for my efforts. I had a beautiful walk. I was kind of, in a bit of a hurry because it was getting dark out. So it felt really good to just stretch my legs and open up my stride and just enjoy the beautiful view. There was nobody else around. And I was so grateful that the sunset did end up unfolding beautifully. And I will try to drop a photo of that in here. I did take a few photos, and I was so excited that that my wise woman had guided me towards taking a walk in this particular part where I could see any sunset if there was going to be any, and there was a beautiful sunset. And I also wanted to share, I got like this extra amazing bonus on my way back. I was, hurrying along the trail. It was getting dark, like I said, and then I just had this moment where I was like, you know what, like, just stop, just pause. Let's just like take a moment to just really soak up the beautiful space. And so I found a little rock to sit on, and I was just letting myself, I was like, oh wow, this would be a beautiful place to just like meditate. So I was just letting myself, letting the thoughts kind of settle down, letting my busy brain take some time to just slow down and breathe and just be in amidst this beautiful space. And I had my eyes closed, and then I heard And for any of you who live out on the coast here, you may recognize that may have sounded like an orca, because that's also what they sound like when they are blowing air. But in this case, it was actually a pair of porpoises. And I have lived in this part of the world for, quite, more than 20 years on this specific island. And I can count on one hand the number of times I have seen porpoises. They are such a rare treat for me to be able to see, and they magically appeared right before my eyes as I was really sitting down to enjoy the moment. I tried to capture a video of them, and if any of you have tried to photograph porpoises before, it can be challenging to capture those wildlife moments. So I will just leave it into your imagination. But as I was sitting there, I got to watch them, surface several times as they were swimming their way along. And this felt like such beautiful reinforcement. I was so grateful that I had listened to that inner wise woman who had, first of all, coaxed me to go for a walk in the first place, aside from just going straight from, work to dinner. Secondly, who had coaxed me to specifically choose that walk where I had access to see any sunset colors if there were any to be had. And lo and behold, surprise, surprise, there were. And thirdly, who really nudged me to take time to slow down and just fully appreciate being instead of just doing all the time. I feel like for me, that feels like very much part of that inner wise woman, that divine feminine who gets to receive the beauty around her and doesn't have to be rushing around all the time. And so I just felt like this was such a beautiful reward, and such, it's like those times where it might not seem like a big deal, saying it but to me in the moment, it just felt like one of those magical moments where life is sending you those signals that you're on the right path, and those little serendipities show up. I would love to hear from you what this sparks in you, and if you have any similar stories to share about when you really took a moment to like tune in, listen, slow down, just let yourself be present in the moment, and what showed up for you that you would have missed if you had just been like racing around, rushing from one thing to the next. Drop it in the comments below, and I look forward to hearing what shows up. Mwah.